Greetings, I am Father Michael Wolf. I am a priest of the Archdiocese of Milwaukee and also a member of the community of St. Paul, a small missionary group based out of the Archdiocese of Milwaukee. We have men and women serving in the Archdiocesan sister parish in the Dominican Republic, as well as in parishes and missions in Mexico, Colombia, Bolivia, Ethiopia, and of course, in the Archdiocese of Milwaukee. Personally, I'm originally from Waukesha. I'm sorry if you ever got lost there. My home parish is St. William's, and I joined the community of St. Paul in 2007 after finishing my studies in Spanish at UW-Madison. After my ordination in 2016, I was assigned to St. John Paul II Parish on the south side of Milwaukee. After my time there, I had the privilege of serving as pastor in the Archdiocesan sister parish in the Dominican Republic for just a brief time. And now I am working with Father Martí Colom, a fellow member of the community of St. Paul and priest of the Archdiocese of Milwaukee, to serve La Resurrección Parish in Bogotá, Colombia. In the next few minutes, I'd like to share with you the work that we are doing here in the name of the Church to plant seeds of hope in a very difficult time for so many families.
La Resurrección Parish is located within the southern part of the city of Bogotá, which is the capital city of Colombia. It covers 3 large neighborhoods with the main church and 2 chapels, serving a population of about 20,000 people. Every Sunday, we have 8 masses in addition to other activities and services. La Resurrección is a very large and very active parish with many devout families. We have a lot of activities in terms of sacrament celebrations, formation, prayer devotions, and social groups. There's a beautiful and traditional spirituality that is part of the culture here that provides for a richness and indeed a strong foundation for our presence here, pastorally and in our social outreach. Our pastoral work includes, of course, the spiritual care of the parish as well as social outreach to the many families in need. The southern part of the city of Bogotá, where La Resurrección Parish is located, is the poorest area of the city. Most of those living in our neighborhoods are what one might call the working poor. To give you some idea, of the 6 tax strata in the city, we are stratus 2, which the government calls low. The men work in areas such as in construction, as taxi or truck drivers, security guards, and similar levels of employment. Generally, they do not have college studies. Many women work in the homes of families that live in the northern, richer part of the city, and also in sewing and shoe factories. This was, of course, before the pandemic. Colombia, and especially Bogotá, with its almost 11 million inhabitants, has been hit hard. Since most of the people in our parish work in the service industries, a stunning number of families have lost their jobs, even those that they had had for decades. There are more and more families who never had to ask for food before, asking for it now. And with scattered work available, some come to ask even for rent assistance, so as to not lose their homes. The official government statistics reflect this change. In 2020, the number of people defined as extremely poor, meaning having just barely enough income in order to eat, more than tripled in Bogotá. Such is the case for many families in our parish, who were defined before as poor, but now haven't worked for over a year. We regularly have people come and request prayers or even mass intentions for work for themselves or for someone in their family. In terms of education services, we have a tutoring program for children, which we have had to expand as more and more parents are concerned that their children are falling behind due to over a year of virtual learning, especially since many families don't have a computer or internet. We also have a scholarship program through which we are helping about 35 university students to continue their studies, many of whom are the first in their family to go to college. We have a sewing center that has become very popular. It provides not only an opportunity to learn a new skill and possible income, but is also an important means of social support for the women who participate. Once a woman told me, "Father, I look forward to my class every week. I work 2 jobs and this is the only thing I do for myself. It's like my therapy." With regards to health services, we provide counseling as well as a parish nurse who does house visits and helps with access to basic medications. Starting in 2021, we have doubled the hours available with our licensed psychologists as more and more people were coming asking for appointments.
There are many issues here in the neighborhood of domestic violence, broken families, single mothers, children that have experienced violence at home, etc.
Muchas veces las personas no tienen los recursos, digamos que para suplir sus necesidades básicas no van a tener recursos para suplir una atención psicológica.
A lot of the people, I would say 90% or almost everybody who comes to see our psychologists never saw a psychologist before.
Dificultades emocionales. Entonces no hay una inteligencia emocional para las personas llegan porque están muy de mal genio, porque no se saben controlar, estrés postraumático, ya sea por violación, ya sea por un antecedente bastante grande que surgió en su niñez o en un tiempo determinado de la vida, y otras personas son depresivas.
Anterior a la pandemia no nos habían llegado. Digamos que lo que se ve es que la pandemia ha detonado eso, síntomas de depresión como tal. El consumo de sustancias psicoactivas, amistades que los llevan a delinquir, chicas que se dejan influenciar y mencionan la vida fácil como irse a prostituir.
I was touched to have a woman come to me after Mass one day and make a small offering in gratitude for the help that her daughter was receiving through counseling. We had nowhere else to go, Father, she told me. In addition, many of our parishioners are families who have fled Venezuela in search of opportunity and are now living in very precarious situations made even worse by the lack of work. We provide aid to these families who would otherwise have nowhere else to go.
The salvation offered in its fullness to the human person in Jesus Christ, by God the Father's initiative and brought about and transmitted by the Holy Spirit, is salvation for all people and of the whole person. It is universal and integral salvation. It concerns the human person in all its dimensions, personal and social, spiritual and corporeal, historical and transcendent. This is the core of the gospel. This is what makes it good news, especially for those who need it most. This is a foundation of what we as a community of St. Paul strive to live out in our mission work wherever we are. The Pilgrim Church is missionary by its very nature. As a church, we are most who we are as the one holy Catholic and Apostolic Church when we go out and preach and give witness to the gospel in concrete ways, especially to the poor and vulnerable. By the means of this video, I hope to inspire you to join us through your prayers and, yes, financial support. I hope to inspire you to be agents of communion, witness, and mission, catalysts of transformation and hope in the lives of the women, men, and children we strive to serve here in Bogotá. I thank you for your prayerful consideration, and I also thank God that He has blessed me with being the presence and face of your prayers and generosity. Thank you, and God bless.